Hey everyone, I am Coach Linda, and this is 100 Days of Purpose. And I am coming to you to talk about um, understanding why it's important for you to be. Um, Yesterday, we talked about get up, right? We talked about understanding where you're going a few days ago, right? And so, if you're understanding where you're going and you're intentionally moving in that direction, what you're going to start to notice and start to see is that your why becomes very clear. Your why becomes something that is necessary for you to keep in front of you at all times. There are times when you feel like the burden of purpose, the burden that you carry, making sure that you're always that bright light, that can become daunting at times. It can become um, overwhelming. That's a good word, overwhelming. And so you got to have that why it's important for you to continue, why it's important for you to be strategic, why it's important for you not to waste your time or the time of those connected to you, why it's important for you to do what it is that you were created to do and not what you think is acceptable, right? Um, I find that in my life there are people that will deal with you on at face value. And then there's people that will take the time to dig a little deeper. I need for you to be that person that will dig a little deeper because sometimes you'll meet someone and you'll feel this is not who I need to be connected with. This is not the person that I believe I'm supposed to assist in this season of my life. And that may be the person, but because they haven't done their work, they don't know that they're ready for what it is that you have for them. And so you're not to force it on them, but you are to dig a little bit deeper and you are to see beyond the surface. Um, I had someone tell me one time, someone that I respected highly said, it's interesting to me that if I just look at you at face value, um, you might be someone that I pass on. And this was someone that I had dated. And they said, you might have been someone that I passed on. But as I got to know you and begin to dig a little bit deeper, what I saw was that the surface really wasn't representing the depth, right? And so sometimes people don't know that they need you until they know, because they don't know what they don't know, right? And with that said, you've got to be that light. You've got to shine in that darkness that is keeping them blocked, that's keeping them searching for something better, searching for something more. Um, and sometimes we don't always come in the package that people want, right? They look and they see this beat up package, or they see this wrinkled package, or, have you ever received a gift and you look at the wrapping and you're like, oh my God, somebody doesn't know how to wrap, right? But that doesn't indicate what's inside the gift just because someone didn't know how to wrap the gift, right? Because they didn't pay for professional wrappers, or maybe it was shipped to you. I remember a friend of mine baked a cake for me and shipped it to me. When I got it, it looked like a god awful mess. I was like, and if I would have looked at the cake from the standpoint of when I opened it up and it was all smashed, I mean, it didn't even look like a cake anymore. Um, I might have just thrown it out and never tasted it. But when I tasted it, it was the best thing I've ever had. It was a red velvet cake. Oh my, and it was delicious, right? So sometimes the package doesn't always reflect what's on the inside of the package. And you may miss out on something great because you decided it wasn't the greatest package. And it goes both ways. Someone will look at you and say, well, Linda's not the type of coach or the type of individual that I want to be dealing with, that I want to see, be in any type of long term situation with. And so, she might be cute, or she might be knowledgeable, she might be very wise, she may be intelligent, but yeah, no, I'm looking for something a little bit more. I'm looking for something a little bit different. A lot of people will see the color of my skin. They'll see, the the way I wear my hair, maybe they don't like the eyelashes, or they don't like the makeup, or whatever it is, right? Maybe they think I'm too this, or I'm too bougie, or I'm too ghetto, or I'm too, whatever. And they won't go beyond that first impression. They won't go beyond the surface of the package. And I have learned I can't let that stop me, right? Because the obvious is, okay, they don't need my services, right? They don't need me. The unobvious is they need you. And they were expecting and hoping for something different, right? Um, and so they're willing to wait. And in the society, and I'm closing with this, in the society that we live in, we have so many options nowadays, that because we have so many options, because even with these dating apps, right, there are men that approach me. They approach me, and these men, if they approach me in real life, I'd be like, hi, can you move out of the way? I wouldn't give them the time or day. But on these apps, they feel that they can approach women that might be in um out of their league. That's the word that they use, right? Or women feel that they can approach men out of their league. And it's amazing that we have all these options. And so we're always scrolling for that next best thing. We're always looking for that bright shiny object. We're always looking for, maybe I should hold off on this and not commit to this, because around the corner there might be something better. There might be something more suitable. The packaging may look a lot better than what I am used to and what I know. Um, and so I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to chance it. And with that mentality, we do that in every area of our lives, not just in dating, jobs that we choose. We do that in the the churches that we attend, we do that in the people that we allow in our lives, we do that in the books that we read. You know, we've heard that saying, don't judge a book by the cover, but we always do, right? We always look at the cover of the book to determine whether or not we're going to read it. I've seen some awesome covered books, right? The covers of the books were splendid, but when I bought the book, right, and I got into reading it, I'm like, I just wasted 20 bucks. You know, I just wasted $25. I just wasted $45 on this, you know? So it's important, getting back to the point, it's important to keep your why in front of you and know that sometimes you may have to put in a little effort because we don't know what we don't know. And sometimes at first glance, it may look a certain way, but that's not the truth of the matter. And so if you're being strategic and intentional on purpose, then you can realize, you know what, this may require me to dig a little deeper. This may require me because my why compels me to do so. My why says dig a little deeper because everything that I need to know that this may be something worthwhile is there. And so I need to dig a little bit deeper. I can't just take everything at surface level. I can't just take everything at first glance. I have to look a little bit closer. Um, and even in looking closer, you may find out that the first glance was right, right? They just may not be. But do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? Be strategic, be intentional about everything that you do. Be a person of purpose. Keep your why ever before you. Keep your why right there in your sights and let that govern how much effort and time and energy you put into a project, you put into people, you put into the things that you pursue. And I guarantee you, it will pay off. You know, I think that, you know, a lot of times we want we want things to happen overnight. We want everyone to come running to us. I know when I started my business, I just figured, hey, people are going to see that they need me and they're going to come knocking on the door, and I'm going to have a full coaching practice, and I'm going to be able to touch lives and make things different. I don't know why these notifications keep popping up, but I'm going to be able to touch lives and make people different, and they're going to grow and expand, and everyone's going to be singing my praises. I just knew it. I just knew that was going to be what happened. And I got involved, and that didn't happen at all. People were reluctant to work with me. People looked at me side eyed. Oh, what is she talking about? Why is she talking about this? And so I had to keep that why in front of me. Why are you doing this, Linda? Why are you pushing yourself? Why are you trying to stand out in a dark room and shine? Why are you singing the song of purpose? Why are you teaching purpose? Why are you striving to be a person of purpose? And what I realized after all of these years, that it's worth the push. It's worth doing and reevaluating and backing it up a little bit and going a different route and backing it up a little bit. You know, it's that parallel park. You know, you come in and you gotta keep going in and maneuvering until you get it just right. And so it's worth it. But don't give up. Keep your why in front of you. It's important to know your why. It's important to keep it moving. It's important to recognize that sometimes the people that need you the most won't recognize that they need you. And the people you need the most, you may not recognize that you need them. But if you dig a little deeper, because of your why, you'll never miss an opportunity. Yes, you'll make some bad choices. That's life, though. But don't you give up. Remember, only those that can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. And so I dare you to be exactly who you were created to be, designed to be, and let the world adjust.